But with the whole deliberate creation, now I manifest things all day long, and they're just really, really joyful, but something really that I really, really want. I catch myself taking score all the time, and I feel I've been on the brink for almost a year that I feel like it's going to manifest.
Think about when I really, really want something, what are the thought components of that? I really, really want this thing that hasn't happened yet. I really, really want this missing thing. So what's the vibrational attitude? It isn't here yet. I've made such peace with the absence of it. No, that's not the way of putting it. I'm not at peace. I'm waging war against the absence of it, but my attention is upon its absence. So what are you going to do about that? How are you going to stop noticing that something that you want so much isn't there? Think about something else. Give more airtime to other things. Now, you could give more airtime, more focus time, more attention, more talk time, more thought time. You could give it to general aspects of this subject, and that would slow the momentum, because when you're focused generally, the momentum is slower than when you're focused specifically. Or you could get off the subject altogether.
I do that when I feel negative emotion. I go general, but the few minutes into going general, it's again I end up being specific.
But you see that as you argue for your limitation, and that's all right. In other words, you all feel like that. I want this thing that has not come, and I want to know why this thing that I want has not come. So we tell you, but you can't hear it. I want to know how I can make it come faster. So we tell you, but you can't hear it. And then we say, don't think about it. And you go, yeah, what? Don't think about this thing that I have such momentum about. But that is the key. You got to get out ahead of it. You can't keep doing what you're doing and get something different than what you're getting. You've got to find another approach to it. And the key that lets you know you are finding another approach is that you feel ease, not angst, or you feel excitement, not discouragement. So what we're really talking about is understanding this emotional scale and getting on those grid discs deliberately for the feeling of them, not for the results of them. So just try to stay general about it. And the most general thing, you see, you were right with us when we said, do you know that you are the creator of your own reality? You know that. That puts you right there. Do you know that law of attraction abounds?
Yes.
There's no question in your mind about that. Do you know that you're a good deliberate creator? Not even a question about that, except for that subject, you see.
Yes.
So doesn't it seem logical that you just want to stay off that subject? So when we tell you that the question and the answer are different frequencies, how could you be more answer oriented? How could you be more solution oriented on this subject? How does this statement feel to you? I appreciate the activation of what I've put into my vortex. And now I'm going to turn my attention in other directions in order to allow that activation to be satisfied.
It feels really good. I just don't know if I trust it yet.
Well, you'll find out. What does the feeling of trust feel like?
Just
because you said, I don't know if I trust it, in a feeling of worry. So you know that the word that you offered and the feeling that you had were not a vibrational match. So can you talk yourself out of that feeling? This is what's going on in your vibration. I want this thing that is not coming. I want this thing that is not coming. And those two practiced vibrations are so joined at the hip that whenever you think of this thing that you want, you offer a vibration that denies it in the same moment. So you got to make an end run around this in some way. You got to find some way. When you want something so bad that you can't stand it, there's something really screwy in your vibration that isn't going to let it come. It's going to hold off indefinitely, you see. You've got to disconnect from the subject and care about the disc you're on, period. You got to say, hey man, I really care about you and I like you almost more than life itself, but I don't like you more than being on this disc. And so far you put me on this disc. So I'm leaving you off in the bushes for a little while, and I'm getting on this disc, and then I'll see who comes out of the bushes and plays with me.